A security profile is a group of security settings that apply to a universe published in the repository. Once the profile is assigned to a user or a group, the settings in the profile determine what objects, data, and connections the user sees when connecting to the universe. There are two types of profiles: data security and business security. In this tutorial, you will create a data security profile that defines a replacement connection and query options. Note that this tutorial was recorded using SAP Business Objects Information Design Tool 4.0, version 14.0.0, v 2010-1019-0760. To navigate, use the viewer controls or follow the on-screen instructions, if available. A data security profile is a group of settings that define security on a published universe, using objects in the data foundation and the data connections. All data security profile settings apply to relational universes only. Use the Security Editor to create and modify data security profiles. Click Security Editor. Data security profiles are stored with the universe in the repository. To create or modify a security profile, you need to log on to the relevant repository where the universe is stored. Click OK. Select the universe for which you want to create a new data security profile. Note that application rights granted to you in the Central Management Console control what tasks you can perform in the Security Editor. Select the Club UNX universe. Click Insert Data Security Profile. Click in the Data Security Profile name text box. Define the name of the profile and use the connection setting to define replacement connections that can override the connections defined in the universe. Once a user is assigned or inherits a profile that contains a replacement connection, when the user runs a query on the universe, the replacement connection is used instead of the connection defined in the universe. Only secured connections can be defined as replacement connections, and the replacement connection must be of the same type as the original connection. For multi-source universes that rely on multiple connections, you can define the replacement for each connection. Type connection and query data security profile, and then select the club connection. Click Edit. Specify the replacement. Select the beach connection. Click OK. The Connections tab displays the original and replacement connections. Next, change the query limit options. Click the Controls tab. Use the control settings to define replacement query limits, to override default limits when retrieving data from the database. The Limit Size of Result Set option specifies the number of rows that are returned in a query. The Limit Execution Time option restricts the execution time for queries. The Warn if Cost Estimate Exceeds option sends a message to the user if the query is likely to take more than the number of minutes specified. Default query limits are set by the Universe Designer in the business layer. Once a user is assigned or inherits a profile with replacement control settings, when the user runs a query, the replacement limits are used instead of the limits defined in the business layer properties. Change the result set size. Click in the Rows text box. Type 5, and then press Enter. When you select or deselect the limit, or enter a new value for a limit, the label appearance changes to bold. This shows that the limit is an override, and not the default limit defined in the universe. Next, change the Query SQL options. Click the SQL tab. Use the SQL settings to define replacement query options. The Allow Use of Subqueries option permits the use of subqueries in a query. The Allow Use of Union, Intersect, and Minus Operators option enables end users to combine queries to obtain one set of results. The Allow Complex Operands in Query Panel option permits the use of complex operands in a query. Default query options are set by the Universe Designer in the business layer and Data Foundation properties. Once a user is assigned or inherits a profile with SQL settings, when the user uses the query panel, the replacement options are used instead of the query options defined in the universe. Select the Allow Use of Subqueries checkbox. Select the Allow Use of Union, Intersect, and Minus Operators checkbox. Select the Allow Complex Operands in Query Panel checkbox. Apply all changes to the new data security profile. Click OK. Click Plus to expand the Club UNX universe. The new data security profile appears with the Club universe. Multiple profiles can be defined for each universe. The profiles are saved with the universe in the repository. Click Save. You have successfully created a data security profile that defines a replacement connection and query options. This is the end of the tutorial.